This morning, before I get my day going, I wanted to start out by talking to you a little bit about my story and how resilience has played such a huge factor, and how if I wasn't resilient, I could have just given up. I'm sure there's many of you out there that have been faced with as much adversity, or maybe probably more than I have. I'm a firm believer that everybody has it a little bit worse, and I'm blessed to have the life that I have. Maybe that's the mindset that I have, in saying that and seeing the blessings instead of the negatives all the time. Now, that's not to say that I'm not a normal, everyday human, and I have my days to where I'm beat down. Yesterday was one of those days that it was a lot easier to have to fight focusing on the negatives than to see the positives. But when you get your mind set on success, you learn how to overcome those negatives. Okay, that's rambling. Let's get back to what I was saying. My resilience started at a really young age. I spent more time in and out of the hospital in ICUs and CCUs than anybody should ever have to spend. And first off, it wasn't with my health. Okay, I was very fortunate in the fact that other than when I was a very young baby, I've been fairly healthy, unless it was something that I caused to myself. The other thing is this video is not me reaching out for poor you or any of this. This is just a fact of what you have to go through in life sometimes to be able to start seeing success. Okay, my father, before I was ever born, and this will date me a little bit, in 1983, he was diagnosed with several things, COPD, coronary artery disease. They said that he had to have bypass surgery, which nowadays we look at bypass surgery and we're like, yeah, it's a heart surgery, but it's very doable. Back then, it was not common. He had a quadruple bypass surgery, but before he had it, they said, you're going to live about 18 months. And you got to think, I wasn't even born. It was 6 months till I was born. So with that said, yes, I can't even start to tell you how many nights, days, and whatnot throughout my life in the hospital. This is a man that was resilient. Had a scar down his chest, and every day got up and pushed himself. This was a man that exemplified drive to me. Toughness, grit. And as I grew up, I saw this, and these are values that I wanted to take on. These are things that I wanted to exemplify. I know in no way, shape, form feel like I have the grit or toughness that he had, and that's okay. In this day and age, and knock on wood, the way my life is, I don't have to have that. In my lifetime, he had 6 heart attacks. I saw him on a ventilator. I can't tell you how many times this cardiologist told my mom it's a miracle that he's even with us. He went into a routine appointment with his cardiologist, and they sent him to the hospital because he was in the midst of a heart attack. So my resilience from this was, I was able to learn through him what it took to be driven. He was driven to not be put down. He was driven to continue a life. My resilience was being in and out of the hospital constantly, seeing somebody you love in all the pain that he was in. Okay, step 1, resilience that I've had to come through, and not be a bitter, angry, upset human, because I lost my dad at 19. But let's look at the blessings. Let's look at the bright side there. 19, They said he had 18 months before I was born, and he was able to come to my graduation. He was able to see me graduate high school. That was a huge win for him and for me. I had the opportunity to have somebody that meant so much to me there. All right, second, senior year of high school. Everything's going smooth, right? High school has its struggles, but your senior year is always your best year. Boom, my mom comes home from a doctor's appointment and says, I've been recommended to go to an oncologist. Goes to the oncologist. We find out she has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Pretty severe. This woman, I tell you, my parents were a cut that I am not. They were tough beyond belief. She fights cancer and beats it. It goes back into remission. Okay, some time goes by. I'm 25. She comes back. And we find out that she has a brain tumor the size of a golf ball. We go down to UCSF. The medical staff there does an amazing job, does all they can do. They get the majority of it, but they can't get all of it. 8 months later, after watching my mom fight, she couldn't even get up and really, her life was not the same as it was. But she fought. She did not give up. We can all take something from that. Even through the hardest times, don't give up. She finally passes. Okay, second round of I could have gave up. I could have given into loss and saw nothing but negative from it. Where I'm going at with this is, going forward, I have such a passion, even though my parents are not here, to make the people proud that sacrificed everything for me. Okay, that's my fuel. That's some of my fuel. I am driven to make the people that are good in my life proud. I am driven to overcome. I don't want you to think that as I was talking just now, I was trying to make this out to sound like I've had a harder life than others. Oh, let's also throw it in there. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of the Camp Fire in Paradise, California. Yep, lost everything in that too. Me and a whole lot of other people. But I didn't really lose everything. Everything that was living, I was blessed. I was fortunate, and I was able to escape that with all of them. Okay, let's circle back. We all have adversity. We all face trials. In the end, if we don't take that and turn it into fuel, we can be defeated. And if we don't turn it into fuel and we allow ourselves to be defeated, we're letting ourselves down. We're letting the people that mean the most to us down. And we're giving up on the opportunity to tap into the very best version of ourselves. And I'm going to tell you, I think you deserve and you owe your family the very best version of you. You owe your friends the very best version of you. Don't give them a stripped down version. So take all of the hardships, all of the things that really gut wrench, and turn that into fuel. Get out there and start taking every opportunity to stack wins. I know that I don't have the fancy videos. I know that I may not have the most smooth words, but I have life experiences same as you, and I'm trying to relate to you so you can see that you can be successful. You can take your hardships. You can take the tough things that have happened in your life, and you can turn them into a positive. I have faith in you. You just need to gain that faith too. All right, let's get this day going, and let's start stacking wins. Whether our wins are showing acts of kindness to people and making their day a little better, or our wins are stacking towards goals. Have a good day, everybody.